Good evening, everyone. At this time, I would like to call the Board of Education meeting to order, and I'd like to ask our board members to identify themselves for the record as I call your name. Todd Ferrante is present. William Buchanan.
Present.
Katie Addis is absent. John Andes.
Present.
William Gordy.
Present.
Elena McComas.
Present.
And Donald Smack.
Present.
Okay, and we do have a quorum. At this time, can I have a motion to approve today's board meeting agenda and a second?
So moved.
A motion by Ms. McComas
Second.
and a second by Mr. Buchanan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. And now I need a motion to enter into closed session under general provisions of Article 3-305 of the Annotated Code of Maryland for the following reasons. To approve closed session minutes from the previous month, and Section 3-305B, 1, to discuss appointment, employment, assignment, promotion, demotion, compensation, removal, resignation, performance evaluation of employees over whom it has jurisdiction, or any other personnel matter that affects one or more specific individuals. Can I have a motion to enter into closed session and a second?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Smack,
Second.
a second by Ms. McComas. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are now in closed session. What's wrong? Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here this evening. As we reconvene this Board of Education session meeting, I want to remind everyone that we still have a quorum. And today we had a closed session meeting pursuant to general provisions of Article 3-305B of the Annotated Code of Maryland to approve previous closed session minutes and to discuss personnel matters. This evening, I'd like to ask Pastor Ken Elligson from Spence Baptist Church from Snow Hill. He will lead us in the invocation today, and if you remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you very much. Pastor Elligson.
Let's pray together. Father in heaven, we are so thankful for this day, a day of blessing and anticipation of even more blessing tomorrow, and so it's a great night to have a great night as we celebrate these who have made a big accomplishment as they graduate. For the business that needs to transpire, I pray for unity. I pray that in a world where there's so much division, that division would have no place in this room tonight, and that work would be done in the best interest of our kids, and that you would be honored in what we do. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and so give us wisdom as we honor you, as we follow you, as we ask for our directions from you tonight. And bless this meeting, we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pastor Elligson, thank you very much for being here this evening, and thank you for that wonderful prayer. We do appreciate it. And now, board members, can I have a motion to approve today's open session board minutes from June 13th and June 18th?
So moved.
And a second. I have a motion by Mr. Buchanan. Do I have a second?
Second.
A second by Mr. Gordy. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. And now I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Taylor for the superintendent's report. Mr. Taylor?
Thank you, Mr. Fronte. Before I get into my report, I want to thank, I think I see 4 of our principals here tonight, and thank you for being here on a July night when I know you could be doing other things as well. And I also want to extend another welcome to our new Worcester Tech principal, Mr. Bevilacqua, who's here this evening. Tony, thank you for attending, and I know you've started, and I'll be over to see you soon. I'd like to begin tonight, first and probably most exciting for me since my last report, is that our schools have reopened once again for the start of a very successful 2024 Summer Academy and STAT camps. The leadership team and I are trying to carve out room in our busy schedules to visit these incredible programs across our schools. I just have to say how wonderful it is to see our students so enthusiastic to be a part of the summer learning opportunity. And I've had that opportunity already, and it just does me good to see that. I hope you'll keep an eye on our social media to see how these fun and inciting and enrichment activities are truly sparking learning in countless students across our wonderful county here in Worcester. We are also right in the throes of summer professional development for our educators. Anybody that rides by here can see the number of cars up here during the day, and as you walk around to many of our rooms, this room included, they're full of teachers learning and preparing their craft to better serve our students. Worcester County Public Schools is proud to offer our teaching staff innovative, meaningful, professional learning opportunities that translates into highly effective teaching in our classrooms and teaching of our kids. And I'm very encouraged by the number of participants, as I said earlier, as I see taking advantage of these outstanding learning opportunities. And I want to thank my leadership team and the coordinators here in Worcester County who are putting these together for our teachers. Before I close tonight, I would like to also take a moment to thank all the maintenance and custodial teams across our county. This is their busy time of year. Those folks who are not working only hard to keep the summer academy spaces clean, but also looking and making sure that we have functionally beautiful sites throughout our school schools and preparing for the upcoming school year, which is just right around the corner, to be honest with you. I think one of our board members, Dr. Andes, last month addressed our custodial staff and maintenance crews and the work that they do. They're doing such things, if you walk in our school, as paint touch-ups, repairs, safety readjustments, and other routine maintenance to make sure that things are ready for our kids when they come back this September. And I will tell you that in this county, not just teachers and professional staff, but we have the most dedicated employees caring for our facilities and grounds. And I just want to take this time tonight to extend my personal and professional thanks to each team, each school, for the job that you're getting done each and every day. Those that know me and have worked with me for so many years know I have a real pet peeve for the way the grounds, especially the grounds and the interior parts of our schools look. And I thank our leadership and our custodial and maintenance staff for making that happen. With that, we are just over the 4th of July holiday. I hope everyone had a happy 4th. We still have some time left in the summer, so please take advantage of it. As I said earlier, before you know it, we'll be right back with school opening. So again, thank you all very much for being here tonight, and thank you, staff that's in the room, for the job you do to make our schools the outstanding places of learning that they are. Back to you, Mr. Ferrante.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. And now I'd like to welcome our 2024-2025 student representatives to give their monthly updates from the high schools. It was a short month this last month because we had just a few weeks. So I believe this month we're starting from Eli from Pocomoke High School. So Eli, you have the floor.
Thank you, President Ferrante. Good afternoon, Board of Education members and executive team. On June 24th, we welcomed students back into our building for Summer Academy. We have 78 students in attendance, including 20 students participating in driver's education. In addition to academic offerings, students enjoy a wide array of activities to enhance their experience and have access to unique opportunities. To gain first-hand experience with being on a college campus, students will take field trips to Salisbury University, UMES, and Warwick Community College. In order to expand our offerings even more, we have partnered with UMES, 4-H, and Worcester Connects, which provide weekly hands-on activities for our students. We also offer invaluable opportunities for our future educators through the Made Men and Women Who Rise program, which provides an on-campus experience at UMES, including a stay-in dormitories and a Say It With Music program, which will provide students with the opportunity to work with a Grammy Award-winning music producer. Last week, Pocomoke High School's Future Business Leaders of America, Educators Rising, and Future Educators competed at the national level. While they didn't finish in the top 10, we are incredibly proud of their performances at this level. Earlier today, we hosted a community school showcase. Several schools showcased wraparound services designed to meet unique needs of students and families academically, socially, and emotionally. We highlighted initiatives to bring the classroom to the community through our WOW Bus, our Maryland Food Bank, and our additional college and career services, our free thrift store, and more. We are grateful for our community partners who were also in attendance. Over the next several weeks, staff are working hard to get the building ready for teachers and students to return for the 24-25 school year. Also, our educators are involved in many professional learning opportunities. In addition to the workshops offered by the county coordinators, supervisors, and executive leadership, we offer several summer learning opportunities right at Pocomoke High School. We have teachers traveling for an Apple Distinguished Conference, as well as team traveling for conscious discipline professional development. We are grateful for our devoted staff who go above and beyond to meet the needs of all learners. Pocomoke Community School students and staff are grateful for the continued support of our Board of Education and executive team. We look forward to the continued learning and educational opportunities this summer and the beginning of the 2024-2025 school year. And now on to Chloe Hoffler.
Good evening. Snow Ho High School's Summer Academy is brimming with as students engage in various academic and enrichment programs. Some of the offerings include English and math support, boater safety course, driver's education, and the Outdoor Summer Science Academy. Summer Academy is off to a great start with 17 students signed up for the Outdoor Learning Academy with Ms. Strebe and Mr. Nathan. The Outdoor Summer Science Academy stands out, providing students with hands-on experiential learning that immerses them in the unique ecological zones of the Eastern Shore. Participants explore wetlands, coastal bays, local farms, forests, and the Atlantic Ocean. They collaborate with local organizations to conduct science-based research, gaining practical experience in the field. Students develop their expository writing skills, engage in field journaling, and create digital artifacts to document and share their discoveries. So far, they have traveled to the Salisbury Zoo, Assateague, Chincoteague, Furnace Town, and the Pocomoke Canoe Company. Driver's education is also off to a great start with 12 students registered. We are eagerly anticipating our final session, Say It With Music, which will be held in partnership with Pocomoke High School during the last week of the Summer Academy. Now, I am turning it over to Brooke Berquist from Stephen Decatur High School.
Good evening, everyone. With summer here, there's salt in the air and sand in our hair, but there's still a lot going on at Stephen Decatur High School. First, looking back, we can't help but boast about the results of our advanced placement programs this past year. After administering 383 total exams in 20 different areas to 250 students, we can proudly say that we had an 86% passing rate, including 4 subjects which had a 90% passing rate, and 7 subjects which achieved a 100% passing rate. Additionally, all but one of our 4 AP courses resulted in a passing rate percentage that exceeded both the national and global averages. Finally, many of our students earned advanced placement scholar status from College Board. Currently, our Student Academy is bringing a lot of excitement to the school for featured programs including our Freshman Academy, Media and Math, School Links Orientation, SAT preparation, along with other academic programs. All participants are gaining valuable reading, writing, communication, math, and world skills while simultaneously having fun. Our Freshman Academy students are not only getting acclimated to the school, but they are also participating in proactive mental health and stress management activities. Overall, our engagement is great and our feedback is even better. Stephen Decatur is also busy engaging future Seahawks. Our sports programs are offering youth camps, and our theater department is sponsoring its annual summer camp. Teachers and our current Decatur thespians are busy teaching the basics of acting, improvising, and stunting to our younger friends. It's been fantastic welcoming rising Seahawks into our building and seeing their confidence grow on stage. And speaking of growing, our very own Educators Rising, courtesy of the Maryland Leads Grow Your Own grant, joined fellow aspiring teachers from Pocomoke High School at the Educators Rising Conference in Washington, D.C. last week. They not only gained valuable insight into the education profession and celebrated the art of teaching, but they also represented us well. Meanwhile, many of our athletes are busy weight training and doing agilities throughout the summer months in preparation for a promising fall sports season. Last but not least, we would be remiss if we did not recognize our hardworking custodians for all that they do to prepare our building for a new school year, and a big shout out to our counselors for fine-tuning student schedules for this coming year. And of course, thank you, Board of Education, for your continued support of our schools. And now back to you, Mr. Ferranti.
Thank you, Brooke, Chloe, Eli. Thanks for being here with us. I know summer's a special time, so we appreciate you coming out here tonight to be with us to give those informative reports. Thank you so much. Now it's time for audience recognition, and I want to ask if there's anyone here from the WCTA with us tonight. Anyone here from the WCESPA? How about Worcester County retired school personnel? I believe there is someone. Hi, Helen. How are you this evening? Representatives from various schools, SIACs, PTAs? Okay. I'd like to, as we move forward, we have some recognition tonight. It's actually one of my favorite night meetings here to be able to recognize the 2023-2024 Maryland High School Diploma recognitions. And I'm going to ask Miss Angela Paris to come up and go ahead and introduce us, and Mr. Taylor and I will come down and hand out their diplomas.
I know Mr. Ferrante just introduced Ms. Paris, but as her supervisor, I want to publicly thank her and her instructors for their work in this program. As the proud daughter of a GED recipient myself, as Mr. Ferrante said, this is one of the most exciting nights, and none of this would be possible without Mrs. Paris's leadership. So before you wanted to start it, I just want to say thank you for all your work.
Thank you, Dr. Wallace. First, I'd like to thank the Board of Education for their continued support of our program, and I'd also like to extend that thanks to a representative that is here today from the Department of Labor, from Workforce and Adult Learning, Ms. Grayla Renault. In addition to my staff, I would also like to thank all of the family and friends. Earning your high school diploma through the GED process takes time, commitment, in addition to the money. So I want to thank all of you for your support of all of them. Our first graduate this evening is originally from Richmond, Virginia. When she was in our program, she was living in Ocean City. She has now relocated to Delaware. In addition to going to school in the fall at Del Tech School, Ms. Hannah Talley. Lots of family. Our next graduate is from Jordan. She relocated here to Maryland with her family last year. She works full-time as an accountant. She is a mother of 4, a wife, and she will also be attending Warwick Community College this fall. Ms. Safa Jamil. Our next graduate is originally from Denton, Maryland. He lives in Ocean City. He works full-time in food and beverage. He will be entering an apprenticeship in the fall. Mr. Colin Beal. Our next graduate is from Whaleyville. He will be entering a trade school in the fall as well, Mr. Elliot Jackson. Our next graduate is originally from West Virginia. He now resides in Worcester County. He works full-time in food and beverage, and he will also be going to Warwick Community College in the fall for cybersecurity. No, you changed your major. Game development. Yeah. Our next graduate was originally from Ocean City when he was with us. He now resides in Salisbury. He will be going to school to Warwick in the fall in cybersecurity. Mr. Carl Schenk. Our last graduate today is originally from New Haven, Connecticut. He works full-time in food and beverage, and he will also be going to trade school in the fall with a major in welding. I would now ask for all the graduates to. Hannah, you okay?
Gotta do 2 rows here. Here, you need to slide over. Yeah. Everybody get this way.
Yeah. No.
Blue. Yes.
She's not good at it.
I think I've got everybody. What a beautiful class.
I want to say one last thing. I know I speak on behalf of this board. This is our favorite night because I realize that each of you have had an obstacle and you've put your education up top. And I am extremely proud as superintendent of schools, and I know the 7 members of this board sitting behind me are extremely proud of you. It's not easy what you did, and you've shown perseverance. You've shown a desire to be something, and I wish you nothing but the best in your life as you take the next step. This was a huge step, and we are grateful and proud of each and every one of you for doing that. And so keep up the good work. Keep striving to be someone, because each of you are important in this life, and you make us proud. You make us extremely proud tonight. And to the families, I see a mother or somebody up there getting choked up, and I will too. To the families, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for standing behind them, believing in them, trusting them, and you should be proud as well, because it's more than just one person. It's someone pushing, setting the example, encouraging, and we here in Worcester County, thank you for that. Thank you. And last but not least, I know Dr. Wallace said it, but I want to thank this lady right here, because she makes it happen for us here in Worcester County. And I see some of the staff that are sitting out there. You keep going each and every day, and sometimes those roads are tough, but you never give up. You never give up on these young people. And for that, I'm very grateful. So again, congratulations, everybody in this room that had something to do with these young people getting this tonight. And on behalf of the Board of Ed, the Superintendent of Schools, and my executive staff, we are extremely proud of what we've accomplished and what we've done tonight. So again, best of luck to all of you. Thank you.
Comments, and all individuals who have signed up to address the Worcester County Board of Education may do so for 1 or 2 minutes regarding information, commendations, or concerns which may need future board attention. Concerns that are specific to an individual will not be discussed, and when in open session, it should be directed to appropriate district personnel for investigation. When you're called to address the board, please state your name and address for the record. And tonight, I believe I only have one speaker, and that is Gwen Lehman. Gwen, come on up. Please speak into the mic when you sit down. I know you've been here before, so you pretty much know.
It's good to see you.
Very good
Mr.
to see you.
Lehman.
Great to see you all as well. Thank you. As the Board of Education, central office, and each faculty and staff of our 14 schools face the challenge of working with the current county government over issues of adequate funding, I ask that the board continue to support the arts and arts-related programs in Worcester County Public Schools. Our music, art, creative writing, communications, and theater programs have enriched the lives of thousands of Worcester County students and given them a place to feel safe and valued. These programs have led to careers in academia as well as in the arts and entertainment industries. From sound technicians, theater teachers, actors, DJs, scriptwriters, location scouts, production assistants, producers, opera singers, band directors, studio musicians, college professors, and swordsmiths, students graduating from Worcester County Public Schools have used their arts education to launch and secure careers in multiple fields of the entertainment and performance industries, as well as in the field of education. Too often, truly difficult choices have to be made. I hope you will continue to see the academic value and personal benefits of arts education in the lives of our students. Thank you.
Thank you.
so
Thank you,
much.
Gwen.
Always nice to see you. Okay. Is there anyone else wishing to speak to this evening? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to move on to Ms. Schwartz for the blueprint update.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Ferrante, and hopefully this will be brief tonight. As you know, we have 2 pieces of the blueprint plan this year, and we did receive feedback on our first part much earlier in the year and submitted our second piece for pillars 1 to 5 at the beginning of May, and we received feedback on July 1st around those 5 pillars. And although there were only 23 questions, there were 92 areas in which they could rate you, and we received 22 pieces of feedback. So we are working right now on all 5 of our pillars to do some type of revisions and meet the criteria, the success criteria that was given to us. So overall, I know Mr. Taylor heard from other districts around feedback. It seemed that the feedback was possibly a little more detailed this year than in years past, but we will take it and move forward with it. And we need to turn in our feedback again. We got it on 7/1, and we need to return it by 7/18, so a rather quick turnaround. So all of our pillar leads are working on that right now, and we will do that. So I will keep you posted and the board posted around how we do with our feedback once we turn it back in. But hopefully once we address the questions that they had, we will receive a final checkoff. And as you know, the checkoffs mean that we receive our funding. So hopefully that will happen by the end of the summer. So we will keep you posted.
Thank you, Ms. Schwartz. Appreciate that. Now I'm going to turn it over to Dr. App for administrative operations.
Thank you, Mr. Ferrante. Before the board, you have your personnel exhibit for July. Retirements, we have Sharon Johnson, teacher, ELA, Berlin Intermediate School. Resignations for July, Courtney Paulson Harnd, literacy coach, central office, Lauren Black, teacher, Pocomoke Middle School, Megan Litzinger, teacher, Snow Hill Elementary School, Kristen Morris, school counselor, Pocomoke High School, Prezetes Torres Quianos, custodian 2, Snow Hill High School, Ellen Nichols, teacher, Stephen Decatur High School. New hires for your consideration: Charles Laird, teacher, Snow Hill Middle School, Christina Kelsey, teacher, Pocomoke Middle School, Caitlin Dow, teacher, Snow Hill Middle School, Jennifer Cavanaugh, Educational Assistant, Berlin Intermediate School. Kiara Lunsford, Teacher, Pocomoke High School. Christine Scott, Teacher, Snow Hill Middle School. Kathleen Allegra, Teacher, Snow Hill Middle School. Megan Monte, Teacher, Shall Elementary School. Jessica Brittingham, Teacher, Snow Hill Elementary School. Macy Wellinghoff, Social Worker, Snow Hill Middle School. Michelle Brocious, Teacher, Pocomoke High School. Sanem Karaman, Educational Assistant, Pocomoke High School. Taquan Brittingham, Custodian 2, Pocomoke High School. Suhad Ramadan, Educational Assistant, Berlin Intermediate School. Chantel Sutton, Teacher, Pocomoke Middle School. Kimberly Jones, Educational Assistant, Pocomoke High School. Luke Cooper, HVAC Technician, Central Office. Amber Beecham, Accounts Payable, Central Office. Elizabeth Leonsky, Teacher, Snow Hill Elementary School. Brittany Standard, Educational Assistant, Snow Hill Elementary School. Amber Clark, Cafeteria Manager, Buckingham Elementary School. Wayne Heyman, Custodian 2, Stephen Decatur High School. Braden Reed Andrews, Custodian 2, Stephen Decatur High School. Jennifer O'Brien, Teacher, Stephen Decatur Middle School. Alexis Ward, Teacher, Shall Elementary School. Kamisha Justice, Teacher, Pocomoke Middle School. Kristen Greenwood, Educational Assistant, Shall Elementary School. Elizabeth Berkey, Teacher, Berlin Intermediate School. And Jamie Confronte, Teacher, Pocomoke Middle School. Reduction in force, Jeffrey Yvonne, School Psychologist, Berlin Intermediate School. Promotions, Haley Cook, Educational Assistant, Cedar Chapel Special School. Jody Cloud, Career Coach, Snow Hill Middle School. And Denasia Jones, Teacher, Pocomoke High School. The superintendent recommends approval of the personnel exhibit as presented.
Thank you, Dr. App. Can I have a motion to approve the personnel exhibit as presented?
Motion.
A motion by Mr. Smack. A second by Ms. McComas. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much, Dr. App. So now we come to 7.2. It's time to reappoint our board attorney. And unless anyone sees to go in a different direction, I would like a motion to approve the reappointment of Heather Stansberry from the law firm of Ayers, Jenkins, Gordy, and Amman for 2024 and 2025 school year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Buchanan. Second. And a second by Mr. Gordy. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Can I make a comment?
And the superintendent would like to make a comment.
I want the public to understand this. Heather Stansberry has had one of the most challenging years, as we know what takes place in public schools throughout the state of Maryland, really across our country. And I have the opportunity to work with her as a representative of the board, and I have never been affiliated with more of a professional, a well thought out when it comes to responses person, and I will tell you, she's not always told me what I want to hear, and she's not always been kind sometimes when I don't need to be kind to. And she does it with such a level of professionalism and caring that I've never, I've had some difficult tasks, and Heather I've left very, very concerned or upset, but I leave feeling really good because of the trust value we have in our board attorney. So I want this community to know that we have one of the, if not the best, board attorneys that I've had the privilege of working with over my many years here in Worcester County. And I want to personally and professionally thank Heather for your professionalism, for your leadership, for your friendship, all of it wrapped in one. And I tell you publicly tonight how much this superintendent of schools appreciates you and what you do.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. I would echo your your sentiments. I think Jim Allman might be a little jealous, but that you said that. But I will tell you that I've spent a lot of time over this past year with Heather, and she always comes with a very professional attitude, and she comes with a lot of really good reasoning behind what she's saying. So it's much appreciated. I know all of my board members feel the same way, and so we're happy to have you on for another year, Heather. Thank you.
Thank you. And I will say, if I may, briefly, I appreciate the comments of the superintendent and board president. It hasn't been an easy year, and I know we haven't always agreed, but we can disagree professionally. And on behalf of the firm, we are simply honored to have represented the Board of Education for as many years as we have. I won't date Jim Allman, but it's been a while, and we hope to be able to continue to provide you the support we can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so now the School Improvement Advisory Committees, the 2024-2025. I'm going to turn that over to Ms. Shorts.
Yes.
She'll take care of that for us.
Thank you, Mr. Ferrante. And as hopefully you were able to look through the packet, this is an information piece for the board, but each year you do receive information from schools around their School Improvement Advisory Committee members. And as you know, this is part of our policy that each school has a School Improvement Advisory Committee, which we commonly refer to as SIAC, which meets 5 times a year and typically is involved in budget processes and helping the school outline what the recommendations are for budget when we meet in December. So again, hopefully you had an opportunity to look over those, and if you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer those at this time.
Or later on.
Anyone have any questions
later
now
on.
or later regarding the School Improvement Advisory Committee? I see none.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Shorts. We appreciate it. Now moving on to 7.4, the Board of Education meeting schedule review. At our last board meeting, Ms. Addis I had asked her to table that review. I did not realize until Friday that she would not be with us this evening. She has a family vacation, and that this was already on the agenda. So I think at the last meeting, she had asked if the board would consider to extend 2 more night meetings, and we were going to have a public discussion about it. So board members, if anyone would like to say anything regarding that or changing our schedule, we will certainly hear you now. So if you'd like to say something. Okay, I hear nothing. I do want to say one thing about our night meetings. We have 3 night meetings a year, and this is not the only way to reach our board. We are on a live stream right now, so you have the opportunity to watch our meetings at any time at your leisure, whenever you'd like. And when you do, if there is something that you'd like to address to the board, you may do so even if you're not here in public. You may do so through an email. You may reach out to the superintendent's office. There's many ways to reach us without coming before us in public speaking, but I want to make sure that everyone's aware of that. We have many avenues in which to contact us. And so even if you would to call the central office and leave a message for a board member to call you, if we're in your district, we would be happy to get back to you at any time. So, Dr. Andes?
No, and also on our Board of Education website, there's a contact form. I'm not sure exactly what it's titled, but at any point in time, if a citizen of our community has a concern, they can go to our school system website and click on a particular feedback and provide information to us. And Carrie Sturz, our PR person, monitors that on a regular basis, and when that occurs, she obviously shares it with our superintendent and board members. So just to echo what Mr. Ferrante said, there are many ways you can contact the Board of Education. And if you see me shopping at Food Line, please stop and talk to me at any point in time you want to. I shop at the Food Line on 611 Stephen Decatur Highway on most days. And if you have coupons, I'll be glad to do a coupon exchange with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Steers, would you like to make a comment?
I was just going to say to Dr. Andes, can you repeat this in the microphone so I don't have to move necessary? It literally just says contact us right on the homepage. It's a nice big button for everybody.
one thing we did do kind of a monitoring of our day meetings versus night meetings, and we see no difference in attendance. Actually, as tonight, you see there's much less attendance. So, but if there is a need or if we see a push, we will certainly review it as a board. We certainly are inclusive, and we want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to contact us, and we want to hear from everyone. All right? Okay, moving forward, I'm going to turn it over now to Dr. Wallace for a review on the Stephen Long Memorial Park update.
Yes, good evening. I was asked to share some additional information with the board, so I'm going to do that now. Prior to last month's board meeting, Pocomoke Middle School Principal Melissa Freestat submitted a name to a, quote, park naming application. That name was Warrior Courts at Stephen H. Long Park. At that time, she was not aware that Worcester County Public Schools had a naming policy and that her submission was in conflict with that policy. I notified Kelly Rados at Worcester County Parks and Rec, who has been an incredible supporter of this project, and this project would not have been complete without her and her staff, and shared our policy with her and made her aware of our policy. Our policy outlines that the school principal will bring forward a name to the superintendent or his designee for approval. It is also worth noting that all board property that has been named is named after notable or historical people in the history of our school system. For example, the Robert Batson Jack Burton Performing Arts Hallway, Pusey Field at Byrd Stadium, as well as other naming opportunities that have happened across our county that are all in the name of a historical person who has contributed significantly to our county. We reviewed our policy and discussed that with Mrs. Freestat, the name that she had previously submitted on a park naming application, and the name that was decided on and presented to the board was the Stephen Handy Long Memorial Park. We are very appreciative to the Worcester County Parks and Recreation and our Worcester County Commissioners for the outstanding upgrades that we were able to bring to our facility. We look forward to many community events in the coming months and years to come, and we also look forward to a forthcoming ribbon cutting that we will share this information when we get that with our Board of Education.
Are there any questions for Dr. Wallace regarding this? I think this is a piece of information we wanted to make sure that the board members knew that wasn't that we didn't have for you last time when we decided to name the park. So if any board members have any questions for Dr. Wallace, you can ask her now. Otherwise, if you have or want to make a motion, you can, or we can move forward.
I make a motion.
Yes, sir.
I make a motion that we name the park Stephen F. Long.
And we did that at our last meeting, Mr. Smack. If you want to change the name.
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay. So so you retract your motion, sir. Okay. So we're good. Any other comments? Okay. We will now move forward to our safety update, and I will turn that back over to Dr. Wallace.
Thank you, Mr. Ferrante. The only announcements that I have to make this month are that on July 29th and 30th, and I know Mr. Taylor will probably share this at the end, we are holding our annual safety conference that our Board of Education members are certainly welcome to attend, and we would love for you to be there, along with our community partners and our Worcester County Public Schools leadership team that meets every year, and that is on July 29th and 30th, as well as we are currently completing all of the safety grants for the state that are due in the coming weeks and month. Back to you, Mr. Ferrante.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Wallace. And now moving on to physical operations, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Tolbert.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Ferrante. Our first two items are with our esteemed facilities planner, Mr. Joe Price. And the first one is, we have a major construction project going on this summer. It's replacement of the roof at Snow Hill Middle and Cedar Chapel Special School. Joe's going to give the board an update on that and ask for approval requisition number one.
Mr. Price, how are you this evening?
Thank you, Mr. Tolbert. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Give me 1 second. Okay, included in your exhibits is the Snow Hill Middle School Cedar Chapel roof plan showing construction progress and construction photos. Construction began on June 17th. The Cedar Chapel roof is complete with the exception of the gravel, which we'll put on at the end of the project. The Snow Hill Middle Gymnasium roof demolition is complete and new installs in progress, and the cafeteria roof demolition is in progress. I've got a good problem on this project so far. The roof plan doesn't show the cafeteria is hatched, but the contractor worked right through 4th of July weekend and got the gym done and is now working on the cafeteria roof. Picture number 1 is the staging area. Beginning in the middle of May, contractor began delivering materials and staging them behind the building. Number 2 is the installation of the cover board at the front section of the Cedar Chapel roof. 3 is the cover board and base layer of roofing complete at the front section of Cedar Chapel. Picture number 4 is demolition of the back section. You can see the existing metal roof deck. Picture number 5 is cover board, base ply, and the surface ply, both plies of new roofing complete. And picture 6 is the staging of the materials at the gymnasium roof. That was on July 1st. That roof is now complete, and we're working on the cafeteria roof. Are there any questions?
Any questions for Mr. Price? I see none, Mr. Price.
Superintendent recommends approval of requisition number 1.
Okay. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the Snow Hill Middle School Cedar Chapel Special School Roof Replacement Requisition number 1?
So moved.
Motion by Dr. Andes.
Second.
A second by Ms. McComas. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Mr. Price.
Thank you.
Yes, the next item Joe has too is the asking the board's permission to install a weather station at Stephen Decatur Middle School.
Maryland Department of Emergency Management and the University of Maryland have joined together to build a weather station network throughout the state of Maryland. The program is called Maryland Messinet and will result in 70 weather stations throughout the state. The data collected by the stations will improve forecasts and severe weather warnings to the public. The Maryland Messinet team have determined that the Stephen Decatur Middle School site meets the requirements for a station and is seeking board approval to install a Messinet station at Stephen Decatur Middle School. Messinet station equipment will be installed on 3 concrete pads, which will be located inside a fenced area. The station benefits include supporting weather-related decisions for local emergency services, enhancing public safety planning and risk identification, and all Worcester County students and teachers will have real-time access to the data from the Messinet site. We first met with the Messinet personnel back in May of 2023. We met with the principals of Stephen Decatur Middle and Stephen Decatur High and reviewed what we were going to do, and there was no issues or concerns from either principal. And Maryland Messinet has worked with the town of Berlin for the last 9 months and received approval and permits for construction of the site. This slide shows the proposed location of the station, the site layout, and a sample of what the station will look like when we're complete. Are there any questions?
Any questions regarding the Messinet weather station? Yes, Ms. McComas, go ahead.
I'm just asking what field or grounds we're using.
On that picture, Flower Street is on the bottom, Seahawk Road is on the right, so it's in the far left side of the Stephen Decatur property line.
Okay, not near anything the kids do.
Not near anything, it's out in the middle of the field.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Price regarding the Messinet weather station?
Just to
Dr. Andes?
No, just to, are we signing an MOU with the folks? That's
Yes, and
a
Ms.
legal
Stansberry has reviewed it and approved it, and it's $0 and a 10-year agreement.
Okay, and at the end of 10 years?
They will try to renew it with the board.
Okay.
Or they will come and remove all of their property and leave it in the same condition as they found it in.
Right.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. Mr. Price, the
Superintendent recommends approval of the Messinet request to build a site at Stephen Decatur Middle School.
Thank you, Mr. Price. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the Maryland Messinet weather station at Stephen Decatur Middle School as presented?
So moved.
Motion by Dr. Andes.
Second.
A second by Mr. Buchanan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Mr. Price.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. The next item is Apple lease agreement. It's to enter into an agreement with Apple Inc. to refresh our MacBook devices. It's very similar to prior Apple agreements. It has a 4-year term. It includes professional development and Apple Care on all the devices. This agreement uses pricing through the Maryland Education Enterprise Consortium, which is known as MEEC. The first year installment will be paid from ESSER 3 funds, and we also use proceeds from the buyback process of the older devices will be used to fund a portion of the multi-year agreement also. So it's basically doing what we did with the iPads a couple years ago. We're doing it with the MacBooks to make sure our staff has the latest technology and current technology. Any questions on the MacBook refresh?
Just to refresh my memory, Mr. Tolbert, the buyback that we do every 2 to 3 years?
Every 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Tolbert regarding the Apple lease agreement?
Is this routine funding? Is this divided into 4?
It's 4 annual installments. The first installment is paid by ESSER 3 funds. The second installment we anticipate being funded by the buyback of the MacBooks that we're selling. And then year 3 and 4, which will be FY 27 and 28, we'll have to build it into our budget in those years. But for the first 2 years, we're covered, Mr. Gordy. You're welcome.
Okay.
Superintendent recommends approval as the lease is presented, Mr. Ferrante.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Tolbert. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the 4-year lease agreement with Apple as presented?
Motion.
Motion by Ms. McComas and a second by Mr. Smack.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Mr. Tolbert.
You're welcome.
You still have the floor.
Yeah, monthly report for the month of June, non-salary expenditures totaling $4,925,061.52. The superintendent recommends approval of the June monthly financial report as presented.
Okay. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the June 30th, 2024 monthly financial report as presented?
So moved.
Motion by Dr. Andes
Second.
and a second by Mr. Gordy. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Tolbert. And now I'm coming to 9.1, which is Board of Education reports, and I'd like to open the floor to my fellow board members to speak on any subject they'd like. Dr. Andes.
Thank you, Mr. Ferrante. First of all, I want to congratulate the GED graduates. Congratulations to those folks and their families, and echoing the sentiments of our board president, our superintendent of schools. That is not an easy task to earn the high school GED. And just so everyone knows, the GED diploma is the same diploma as a regular graduate from Decatur High School or Snow Hill High School or Pocomoke High School. It's the standard Maryland diploma that's earned by our GED students. I want to bring to everyone's attention, Chamber Music by the Sea is coming to Worcester County. It's sponsored by the Worcester County Educational Foundation, and all proceeds from the Chamber Music by the Sea Festival are used to support the visual and performing arts in Worcester County public schools. We start on August the 4th, we end on August the 10th. We have 7 outstanding internationally renowned musicians coming to Worcester County, and including 2 Grammy Award-winning musicians. It's absolutely phenomenal. In addition, we have the principal clarinetist for the New York Philharmonic coming to Worcester County to perform on that Thursday and Friday. It's August 4th through the 10th. More information can be found at the Worcester County Education Foundation website or the Chamber Music by the Sea website. And I would encourage individuals, if you like chamber music, you like classical music, please come out. If you don't like chamber music and you don't like classical music, please come out because you'll see some outstanding musicians performing. And again, we've worked very hard to keep the ticket prices the same as last year, including a Friday night concert at All Hallows Episcopal Church in Snow Hill on that Friday night. Again, we'll have the principal clarinetist of the New York Philharmonic playing, and the ticket is $20. If you, any other place, this ticket would not be $20. I assure you, to hear Anthony McGill perform. So I encourage everyone to participate. There are 2 free concerts available. There's an open rehearsal at the Berlin Library, and then a family concert also at the Berlin Library, followed by a workshop Again, 7 outstanding internationally renowned musicians, 2 coming from London, 1 coming from Germany, and the rest coming from the United States to be here, again, to support Worcester County Educational Foundation. And again, all proceeds from the festival are used to support the visual and performing arts in our public schools. Last year, we raised $11,000 to give back to this school system to support the visual and performing arts. And we want to especially thank the Worcester County Educational Foundation for your support and your efforts, and specifically Olivia Mome for all your help and efforts. So please, please come out and join us and hear some outstanding musicians. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Andes. Any other board members wishing to speak? Mr. Buchanan?
Yeah, after the meeting last month when Chef Phil Cropper presented the partnership with Tidal Health in regard to the, I'll call it a coffee shop, I decided I was going to stop into the tech center and personally congratulate Phil on all the hard work that he does. And he graciously took me through the entire kitchen at Culinary, and I was just absolutely amazed that one man can run a program and cover that much area. It was just phenomenal. I bet he took me through at least 15 or 20 minutes, showing me everything that the culinary program has. And it's really, the culinary program at the Tech Center, along with the other programs that are at the Tech Center, but the culinary is really, it's first class. So if anybody gets a chance on the board, stop by and check out that facility. I encourage you to do that, along with the other programs, because I always like to, as an old industrial arts guy, like to see everything else that's taking place, and I'm always impressed with it.
Thank you, Mr. Buchanan. Mr. Orty, Mr. Smack, Mr. Gomez, anything? I do want to, just for clarification purposes, and bring back to the Stephen Handy Long Memorial, and Dr. Wallace, I think we didn't cover this, but that the county commissioners had voted and approved the submission application that Ms. Freestadt made. And the problem with that approval was the fact that it didn't follow our board policy. So that policy needs to be followed. That policy's been in place for a long time, and that, you know, if we're going to name something, we have to stick to what board policy says. So I just wanted to clear that up. Ms. McComas?
I just have to say thank you. With all of this coming before the board, I went ahead and started researching. And what a fascinating biography for Stephen Handy Long. He so deserves this honor, and I'm so pleased we can do that and just keep it, how do I want to say, just keep him in the forefront. And maybe what this will do is help students do the same thing I did. I'm an Eastern Shore person, but I didn't know until I looked it up. So thank you all. Thanks to the Parks and Recs. Thanks for everyone who's worked so hard.
Thank you. And the only other thing I wanted to add is, and now speaking as a parent, Monday morning, my daughter couldn't wait to get to the phone to see what her scores were on her AP exams. And luckily, she was fortunate to be able to pass both of them. She was thrilled, both her AP History and AP Gov. And as I spoke to Principal Seitz, he told me that it was the best year that Stephen Decatur has had in the history of kids, of the students passing the AP exams. And we're very proud of that. I'm proud of all the students. It was a terrific year. I think the highest percentage you've ever had, right, Mr. Seitz?
86. That is very high.
Yeah.
So proud.
So, anyone else? Okay, I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Taylor for informational items. Mr. Taylor.
Yes, I just have 3 this evening before we dismiss tonight. The first one is just an information item. that I believe it was the last Sunday in June, Mr. Ferrante and I were invited to a event or reception with Governor Moore. Mr. Ferrante and I got about 7 or 8 minutes of his time to speak about the Maryland Blueprint, and we felt we made some great points, and he made some great points, and really recognized Worcester County Public Schools for their performance as a school system. So I wanted to share that with the community and the board. I appreciate Mr. Moore's comments, and I know Mr. Ferrante did as well. On August the 8th, we have our A&S kickoff that we have every year. Board members, if you would like to attend, it will again be held at the Aloft in Ocean City, where we had it last year. My staff and team are preparing for that event, have been preparing for that event, and so we look forward to a good day where we bring all of our administrators together. Again, August the 8th. I'm not sure on the time yet. It will either be 8:30 or 9, but we're working through all the logistics and particulars to determine that time, but we will let you know. But I do know it will be the August the 8th date. And again, I want to thank Jack and Todd Burbage for making that room available at very little to no cost for us again this year. Also on August the 12th, we will have, it's hard to believe, it's almost just a month away, new teacher and staff orientation begins. So August the 12th is the date we bring everybody back. And I believe Dr. Wallace in her safety report gave you the safety conference. And again, you're welcome to stop by, even if it's for a half hour or stay the day. We always have an outstanding safety conference. And again, Dr. Wallace and Mr. Goddard are working together to get that conference together and have just an exciting number of events we will plan for those days. So those are upcoming dates as of right now.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Appreciate it. The upcoming board meeting will be, the Board of Education will be held Tuesday, August 20th in the Sarah D. Thompson Board Meeting Room at Worcester County Board of Education office here at 6270 Worcester Highway. The open session will begin at 10:30 a.m. and we'll immediately consider voting to convene into closed session under general provisions of Article 3-305B of the Annotated Code of Maryland. The board will reconvene in open session at 12:30 p.m. and the board meeting will be, the information will be posted on the website at www.worcesterk12.org and located under board meeting board docs. And if there's nothing else, I'd like to call for a motion to adjourn and a second.
So moved.
A motion by Mr. Smack and a second by Dr. Andes. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.